Guys, welcome back. Now in the previous video we looked at how to sign up users. Now in this one we're going to see how to update the user status. So we're going to take the user to a home page where at the same time where they can see the current status, the new status updates. But that is going to be on the next video. For now, let's see how we can put the user status to parse. So on the user sign up, we would like the user to be taken to the home page after signing up. For now, let's just go ahead and create another home page, which is another view controller, and click it and then set the size to 4-inch. Okay, so this is going to be the home view. And so straight off the bat, let's make its controller, and let's say call class controller, and we're going to say home controller or home view controller. And then so once we have the home controller, we'll click here and then make this be controlled by the home controller. This one now, as you can see, it's controlled by the home controller. At the same time, to get rid of that error, we need to import UIKit instead of Cocoa. So I'd like to create some space here, so let me just minimize that. And then now let me just copy this title bar as well right here, paste it in here. Now this is the home page. I'm going to say live update. Then this back. Now this back should just straight off the bat point to that. I should just click show. As a matter of fact, no, let me just get rid of that. I'll name this as logout, so that when you click that, the user will be logged out. Let's grab another bar item. Barton item. Call that update, and I'll click that and then change its color to white. And then now this is going to be the home page where we're going to populate with the latest not tweets but updates. So but first we're working on updating status. So when the user clicks this update, we should take them to a page where they could update status. So let's go ahead and create update status controller as well. So we're going to have another view controller here. This is for updating status. I'm going to set its size to that infrared iPhone 4. I'm going to copy this header, this navigation bar, paste it in here. Change this to update status. I'll name that as back, and the back goes here. Show that, and then I'll get rid of this update. There's no need for that there. And then in this update status controller, now let's create update status controller as well to control that. So file, the same stuff. And let me say update controller. We could just say status update controller. Creating there. And then now we change this to UIKit. And then this right here, the class should be status updates controller. Good. Now we can start dragging views in here and start working on updating status. So the first thing we need is a text field. I'm going to drag a text field in there, drag it to this to fill it up. I'm going to give it a placeholder of what's going on. And then let's drag in a button as well. And then I would say update. And then now let's try to, if we try to preview this again, it's going to look the same. So let's just fix that right now. Say 25 from the top. Those three constraints: horizontal, center, and container. Update status. 8 from the top, width, height. Add the three constraints: horizontal, center, and container. And then I want this navigation bar to be 0 from the top and then -16 from both sides. Now that looks good. I can run this for now, but there's no point because it definitely works fine. Now, so we want when the user clicks update status. Okay, let's see. This bar does it go here? Yep. This update needs to come here so that this, when I click that, it updates. So let's just run and check it just for the sake of it. Okay. And as you can see here, this is our home page update. We take into this, back, we take into this. So that's good. Now, so let's try to update status. To do that, we first are going to need this into the status update. So make sure that is pointed to that, and then we drag it again. And we say this one is a status update text field. Connect. And then this button, we're going to drag it as well. Let me just create space first of all. And then drag that in there. And we say action. And we say update status button. Then connect. So we want to check if the status is empty. So we want to say, first of all, instead of, before that, we'll just create a variable called status equals to status update.text to grab that text. And then we're going to say if status dot is empty, that means the status is empty. We should present the user with an alert dialog, or we could handle it and say the status is empty. So then here, sorry, we say else if the status is not empty, store this status in parse. So we're going to save. Now to create a new status in parse, we're going to create a new object, a new status object. Now as you can see here, we have this status object, and this status class, not an object, but a status class. It has several objects in it, and these objects are the status objects. We have this status. It has a user. It has a date that it was created. So this is an object, is a status object. All of these are status objects. So in parse, if I create a new class and name it status, if the class exists, it will use the same class. Else, it will create it if it doesn't exist. So in this case, to do that, to create a new status in parse, I'm going to say var, and I'm going to say new status equals to, give it a name there, pf object, and then class name, and then the string is status. So make sure status, this status matches the class name there. Else you're going to create a new class. So all of this code are available in parse documentation. I've been doing it for a while, so I pretty much have it. So I'm going to say new status, and I will say new status. Now don't get confused here by new status and new status. This is just a name. I can name this something else like status update, so that we just have a consistency here. And then the new status here is the key, this key right here. So this key. Okay. Right now we're going to say new status is this status right here, and then status update, and then the other key that we have here is user. Now this is the current user, the person that is posting it. And so we say user, and then this equals to pf user dot current user dot username. So that's the current user username. Then we say status update dot save. Now you want to use save in background most of the time, because save would just, I don't know, sometimes cause some problems. So because you want it to run in the background. So status, and then there's this block that is created. So all I have to do is just click it to complete it. Is successful. Just put a pound there, so that should be success. I don't know. And then I will say if the error equals to nil. So if the error is nil there, we want to do something there, else do something else. And I always realize that I need spaces there for it to work. Sometimes it just causes some problem. So if this error is nil, then success updating status, and then else there was an error. You could yell at the user if there was an error, or you could just say print line error. So that is okay. So I'm going to say for this case print line is successful. So if it's a true or false, it's a Boolean value that will be printed out there. Now if all works well, we should have this going. So let's run this and see. All right, so we're at home. Let's update a status. Let's say new iOS status and click update. And as you can see here, it says true. Let's check parse. See, we have 559 objects. We can refresh by clicking this, or we could just refresh the whole thing. And it's 560 now. I need to filter this by created at. Okay, so there you have it. New iOS status, new iOS user. I could update this again so that we are on the same page. And this is my username, new iOS user. And great, I just had something great. Then when I refresh again, you see here we have the status. Okay, you could always expand this. And it just disappeared, but I can get it by filtering like that. So there you have it, the new status. And it's right there, 561 started, and then there's a user, new iOS user, which is me from this iOS user. So there you have it, guys. You've seen how to create a new status. So in the next video, we're going to see now how to populate all these status into our homepage right here, so that we could click and view and see what people are saying.